new, maximize it, and go to file and save it. Save it with all.c. Today we are going to discuss so many programs. Please concentrate, right? So one of the important program is, he will ask you in the examination, write a program, write a C program to write and read a, write and read a file. So from the file, we have to write some content and we have to read some content. So write and read a file, or read a file and display, like that. So what you are going to do in this particular program, we are going to write a C program in which we are going to write some data into the file, and from the same file we are going to read the file content and we are going to display on the monitor. This is the first important program. So you start with the header file, include stdio.h and main function. To execute any program, we must have a one main function. At the end, you write down get ch. Then to write or read operations, first we need to open a file. To open a file, we need one file pointer, star file pointer 1 I am creating. Then after creating all the variables, CLR, SCR. After creating the file pointer variable, CLR, SCR. Next, with the file pointer, and by using the fopen function, open the file. I am opening a file source.txt in a writing mode, because we are opening a source.txt in a writing mode to write some data. And you can also write that if condition to check whether file pointer is null or what. If the file pointer is null, file is not open. That condition also you can check. And in this program, I am assuming that the file is opened successfully and I'm going with the writing operations. First, writing data, writing operations. How to write data? So character by character approach I am following. So first program you remember, first program in the file, file1.c. So in that, to write character by character, one function is there. To read character by character, one more function. To write character by character, we have fputc. So that function we have to use. So whenever we are using fputc, only one character is written into the file. To write the multiple files, we have to repeat the that fputc function. For that, I am using the while loop. Inside while loop, I am writing the fputc. F, I mean, sorry, to write fputc is used to write the data into source.txt. So before that, to write data, user has to enter the data. So ask the user, when you are performing writing operation, ask the user to enter data. Then only you can capture. Printf, inside the printf, you write down enter some data and press ctrl control plus z to terminate, to stop the entering data. So to enter, whenever we are entering data, to stop continuation of entering data, we have to press Ctrl Z. Then you will stop the writing the data into the file. So whenever user is entering one character, to capture one character from the keyboard, we have a one function, getChar function. GetChar will read one character from the keyboard, whatever the user is entering. Same character it will return to the left side, that we will store it into C. And that same character which is stored into C is compared with the end of file character EOF. That means it will read one character until end of file character. So who will enter the end of file character? Whenever we press Ctrl Z, the end of file character is captured by getchar, then that is assigned to C. Same end of file character in C is compared with this end of file. So now you see end of file character in C is not equal to end of file character, false. So whenever you enter end of file character by Ctrl Z only, this while loop is terminated. Until that time, the while loop is iterated so many times. For every iteration, getchar function will capture one character and it will store it into C. That same character we will use here, and we will put that same character C into the file pointer 1. How to put one character into the file pointer? By using f put C. F put C. Which character you are going to put into file? C character. Whatever in the C, that character you are going to put into the file pointer. In which file pointer? FP1 file pointer. So every time one character is stored into C and will come here, same character is written into the file pointer 1, FP1. Again, second character, that second character is written into the file again. Again, third character, that third character is written into the file. This process will repeat until all the characters are written into the file and the while loop is terminated whenever you press Ctrl Z. Whenever you press Ctrl Z, you will enter end of file character into the C. That end of file character is not equal to end of file character. The condition in the while loop is false. Then this entering into the writing data into the file is terminated. But here C is a character type variable. We didn't define it. So here in the variable declaration section, one character variable C also you define. So with this, we are going to write some data into the file. So now if you press Alt F9, 00 errors, and Control F9 you can press. First line, enter. Second line, enter. Third line, enter. Now you press Ctrl Z, enter, enter. So what happened? This code is what we can say repeated for each time. For each time, one character is written into the particular file source.txt. We go to the location and we will see whether really the data is written into the source.txt. Go to the location bin folder. Yesterday's bin folder you can go. Here you see source.txt file is created. First line, second line, third line, everything is written. Again, you go back to the program. Now, from that same file, you have to read the data and you have to show on the monitor. How to read? Now, we are writing the code for reading the data. How to read? Reading, and we are going to print that data from the file. So before that, one printf statement. Here, when you before printing the data from the file, you print that the data in the file is. Now you start printing the data which is in the source.txt. How to read one character? To read one character repetition, while loop we have to use. Again, to read one character from the file, we have the function f get c. From which file you are going to read, you have to give as first argument from fp1. It will read fgetC function will read one character from the file 1, and that character is returned to left side. That I am going to hold with C. And how many times you are going to read? Until end of file. That condition you have to write until end of file. So each character we are going to read from the file pointer 1 and going to store it into C. Whenever you are reading one character, you print one character by using putchar function. Putchar.
Sir,
Chepamma.
you did not use fclose statement, sir.
I will explain. I will explain. Right. So C equal to F get C. So you are reading one character and storing into C every time. And whenever you are reading one character into C, same variable you are printing same character in the C character variable, same character which you stored into C, you are printing by using the putchar function. Putchar function will put one character which is inside C on the monitor. So reading one character into C and printing one character on the monitor. Reading one character from the file 1 into C and printing on the monitor. Reading and printing until it reaches to end of file. So this is the statements we are going to use to print some data on the monitor. But you see, whenever source.txt is opened in a writing mode, you can only perform writing operation but not reading operations. Even though it is showing 00 errors, the file content is not shown on the monitor. We are entering, first we have to enter into the data, because first while loop is for a writing operation. So I am writing FIRST, first line, enter, second line, enter, third line, enter. Now you press Ctrl J to stop the iterations. Now you see the data in the file is not printed, because whenever you are writing the third line, the file marker position is at the third line ending. So if you are trying to read with this code, already the file marker is at the end of the file, and when you are trying to read with this code, what will happen? The file marker will move to the forward direction, but when you are moving the file marker to the forward direction, there is no data, because the file marker is already at the end of the file. To read the data, we have to move the file marker, which is at the end, to the top of the file. To the beginning of the file, we have to move. For that, earlier we have used one method, again closing the source.txt and opening in a reading mode. But yesterday we discussed some random file accessing functions. With that, in that one of the function is rewind, which will place the file marker to the beginning of the file. So I am using that function to put the file marker to the beginning of the file from the end of the file. So file marker at the end of the file lo undo, that file marker we have to move to the beginning of the file, then only we can read from the starting to ending. So I am using the function rewind, and which file pointer you are going to move to the beginning of the file? FP1 file pointer. So after writing operation is done, the file marker is at the end. When you use the rewind function fp1, whatever the file marker at the end will go to the beginning of the file. Now you can read from starting of the one character to till the end of file. But you see, the source.txt is opened in only writing mode. Even though file marker position is set to beginning of the file, you cannot perform reading operation, because you said you are opening source.txt for only writing purpose. You see, you press Ctrl F9, even though it moved to beginning of the file, we are not able to read, because the file is opened for only writing purpose. So enter first line, second line, and third line. Now you press Ctrl Z and enter. See, the data is not able to read, because the file is opened for only writing purpose. So now you have to open for reading also. That means I am writing here W plus. So we can also write into the source.txt, as well as we can also perform a reading operation. Now if you execute, what will happen? The file marker will move to the beginning of the file, and when file marker is at the beginning, with these two statements, we can read one character and we can print on the monitor from the beginning of the file to till end of the file. Ctrl F9. Now you press the data into the file first. Enter. Second line, enter. Third line, enter. Control Z. Now you see we are able to read because we are allowed to read the content from the file also. The data in the file is the first line, second line, and third line. With this important program is completed. And sometimes he will ask you like this question: write a C program. I'm modifying the same program. Write a C program. Write a program to count the number of characters in a file, number of characters, comma, number of words in a file, comma, and number of spaces in a file, comma, and the number of new lines, number of lines in a file, comma, and he will give you one character. For example, he will give you B or C or D. For example, he is asked if the file contains some data, a character D, how many times it is repeated in the file. So throughout the file, the D may be so many times it will occur. So how many times it is present in the file, we have to count explicitly and we have to show. So occurrence of a character, how many times occurrence of a character. So these many things we have to do. For this, what you have to you don't have to write operation, you don't have to do write operations. So already we created source.txt and it is opened for W purpose. And writing the data, already data is written, no need to write data again. So I am deleting this code and no need to rewind and anything. Just close these statements also. Just open the file for a reading purpose. Open the source.txt. Earlier we written some data, first line, second line, and third line. That data is already present in the source.txt. Now we have to read that source.txt file, and whenever you are reading one character, here the last the while loop is for reading purpose. So whenever we are reading one character from the file pointer 1 and printing on the monitor, in the same way we have to count how many characters are there and how many words are there, how many spaces are there, and how many lines and occurrence of the character. So here you open the brace and close the brace. If I run this particular program, what will happen? If I run this particular program, what will happen? You already created source.txt and same file I am opening in a reading mode, and the source.txt contains the data first line, second line, and third line. From that source.txt file pointer 1, by using while loop, I am reading one character into the C, and same character I am printing on the monitor. So this particular code will print the data in the source.txt like this: first line, second line, and third line. Now my doubt is, how many times this while loop is going to be iterated? How many characters are there in the file? Those many times this while loop will iterate. After that, whenever it reaches to the end of file, these repetitions are stopped. So now if I write here, before that, whenever we are counting a number of characters, words, spaces, and lines, to store the how many number of characters are there, I wanted to create one variable character count equal to 0. In this, I am going to store how many characters are there. Whenever I am counting number of words, I am going to store number of words into the words count equal to 0. Whenever I am counting the spaces in a file, that count I am going to store into the space hyphen cnt equal to 0, because starting we didn't count anything. And whenever I count number of lines, I will store number of lines into lines count equal to 0. In this variable, I am going to store. whenever I count the character occurrence, how many times a character repeats in the file, that count I am going to store into the character rep equal to 0. Now you see what I am telling is how many times this while loop will iterate. How many characters are there in the file, those many times it will iterate. So for every iteration, if I write a character hyphen count plus plus, then what will happen? How many characters are there in the file, those many times this while loop will iterate. And how many times this while loop will iterate, those many times our character count plus plus also will iterate. After termination of this while loop, whenever you print character count, the character count is exactly equal to number of characters in the file, because while loop will iterate the number of times equal to the characters in the file. And whenever you are iterating the while loop, and same time we are also incrementing the character count plus plus. For first iteration, character count plus plus 1, that means one character is counted. For second time, character count plus plus, it is 2. So how many times we are going to iterate while loop, how many characters are there in the file, those many times only we are going to iterate. So character count, if you print at the end of the while loop, you are going to print the number of characters in a file. And how to count the spaces? Whenever you are reading one character into C and entering into while loop, that same character you can compare in the if condition. So every time we will read one character, we will enter into the while loop. We will read the second character, we enter into the while loop. Third character, enter into the while loop. Fourth character, enter into the while loop until all the characters are read from file 1. So whenever you are reading one character from the file, if that character C, where it is stored into C, because fgetC function will read one character and it will store it into C, and then we will enter into the while loop. Again, second character retrieved from fgetC function from the fp1 and stored into C, and we will enter into the while loop. So every time this process will occur. So whenever you retrieve that particular character, C, that C is equal to space. This is a empty character. Now in between, if you give one space, that means you are representing a space. So whenever the character inside C is equal to space, the condition is true. That means whenever the character is equal to space, you increment space hyphen count plus plus. So what is the count variable number? How many times it is equal to space, those many times the space count variable will increment by 1 1. That means after completion of all the characters in the fp file pointer 1, the space when you print the space count, that will represent the number of spaces in the file. To calculate how many new lines are there, you compare that character with a new line. How to represent new line? \n. So whenever character is equal to new line, you increment the line count, line hyphen cnt plus plus, line hyphen count plus plus. So how many times the line count is incremented? How many times the character is equal to new line character? ఎక్కడెక్కడైతే new line character ఉంటుందో, that time we are going to increment the line count plus plus. So after the completion of while loop repetitions, if you print line count, you will know exactly how many new lines are there. And next one, I want to count the number of words. To calculate number of words in the file source.txt, and we have to differentiate how the word is represented, how a word is identified. See, after every word there should be a space. If there is a space, that means the before that space we have one word. For example, this is a new line and one tab space and full stop. That means, see, this is a word. How can you say here one space is there? Before that space, one word is there. That means before a space, there will be a word. And here you see is also a new word. That means before that space we have a one word. Here also before this one with this space we have one character, or we can consider as a word also. Here you see there is no space, there is a new line character. That means before every new line also there may be a one word. And here you see there is a tab space, there is a tab space before a line. So I represent the word, I identify the word like this. If there is any space, there must be a word before a space. If there is any new line, there must be a some word. And if there is a one tab space, there must be a one word. So if there is a space, before space we can have one word. If there is any new line, next line, that means before that also we are going to have one word. And if there is any tab space between before the word, that in that case also we are going to have one what we can say word. So same thing I am writing here in the if condition. How to identify, how to calculate a word in the if condition. If the character is c is equal to this new I mean space, whenever the character equal to space, that means before that space we have one word. Or otherwise if c is equal to the one tab space, that means before tab space also we are going to have one word. Or otherwise if c is equal to new line, before a new line also there will be a one word. So if there is a space, or otherwise if there is a tab space, or otherwise if there is a new line, we can count and we can assume that there is a word. And when you enter into the if condition, I increment word count plus plus. So how to represent or how to identify a word? If character is space, there should be a word. If character is a tab space, there should be a word. And if character is a new line, there should be a word. So in all these three cases, we can represent the word. And whenever if one of the statement or one of the condition is true, and we will assume that there is a word, and we will increment the words word count plus plus. So after this, if you print the word count, you will exactly see how many number of words are there. Now the last one, we have to find out how many times a character repeats in the file, or how many times a character occurs in the file. For that I am writing one more if condition. Here you see if c is equal to, for example in the question is given print how many times a character a occurs in the given file. For example, he asked about character A. So I am writing here A also. So if the character equal to A, every time we are retrieving one character into C, if that character is equal to this character A, then I will count character hyphen rep plus plus, character repetition plus plus. So every time if a character retrieved into C is equal to A, you increment the character repetition. If character is equal to A, you increment the character repetition. So how many times a character is equal to A, those many times you can represent character rep plus plus. After these while loop iterations, if you print character repetitions, we can know how many times A is occurred in the C. For example, he asked in the question about B. If you write B, how many times a character is equal to B, those many times a character rep plus plus. So when you print the character repetition in the printf statement, then exactly you will come to know how many times a B is occurred in the file. So he will ask you sometimes all these things, or otherwise he will ask you to print only number of characters, or number of spaces, or number of lines, or number of words, or number of occurrences of the given character. So he will ask you everything at a time, or one separate question also he will give you. So to count the number of characters, we are going to use this character count plus plus. For space count, this one. For line count, this one. For word count, this one. For character occurrence, this we are going to use. So after completion of while loop, all the counters are calculated. Now if you print all the counters, you will get to know the some information like this. Printf the line count. First we will come with the character count. Character count percentile D, then backslash and backslash n. Then I'm going to print word count, percentile D, then new line, 2 new lines you can take. Then I'm going to print space, number of space. So space count, percentile D, 2 new lines, and then print line count, percentile D, 2 new lines. Last one, character occurrence, percentile D, and replace all the percentile Ds. First one is the character count, that will be replaced with that first percentile D is replaced with percentile is replaced with character hyphen count, comma. Next one, word count, that is replaced with word hyphen count, comma. Third percentile D is replaced with space hyphen count. Next, line count, that percentile, fourth percentile is replaced with line hyphen count, comma. Last one, character occurrence is replaced with character, that last percentile D is replaced with the character rep. Alt F9, Control F9. You see the content in the file is the first line, second line, and third line. We are reading one character from the file, and we are testing the character. And whenever we are testing the character, these are the counter variables we got. So first you see character count 34. That means in the file, first line, second line, third line, 34 characters are there, including all spaces and new line characters and end of file. You can check once. And the number of word count is 6. The first is 1 line, second line, third line, both if you count, 6 words are there. And the number of spaces are, you see, in the first line 1 space, second line 1 space, in the third line 1 space is there. Totally we have 3 spaces. And how many lines we have? Number of lines are first line, second line, third line, 3 lines are there. And character occurrence is what? 0, because whatever the character we given there, what we given, I think A is given, that A is not present in the first line, A is not present in the second line, and A is not present in the third line as also. What we have the character L in all the lines, so that instead of A, we will give character occurrence as L. So yes, previously we have given B, right? B is given, B is not present. Now we will give L. So L is there in all the lines. Now you press Control F9. You see how many times L is occurred in the file. In the first line 1 time, in the second line second time, and in the third line a third time. So how many times given L character is occurred or repeated in the file? 3 times. So in this way, you can write a program to count number of characters, number of words, spaces, lines, and the number of times a given character is occurred in the file. So this is one of the important program. Sometimes he will also ask you like this. Write a C program. I'm changing this one. Write a C program to copy from one file to another. That means from one file to another we have to copy. That means we have to read from one file, and whatever the data we have read from the first file, that same data we have to write it into the second file. That means reading from one file and copying into another file. This operation we have to go, we are going to do in this particular program. Modify the program also. You don't need any counters because we are not counting anything in this particular program. We're just copying from one file to other file just to remove these counters. And remove these counters here also. We are not counting the characters and all. We are not counting anything. So remove all these counters. And remove this counter printing also. Right. Go to the program. First we have to open one file. What is that file? Source.txt. We are opening in a reading mode. Whenever you are reading from the source.txt by using this one, we have to put that same data into the other file also. So we are reading from source.txt by this code. You see, reading the 11 character from FP file pointer and storing it into C, printing the same thing on the monitor by using putchar C. You observe these particular statements. In this particular program, what we are doing, we opened source.txt in a reading mode, and by using fgetC function from the file 1, that means from source.txt, we are retrieving one character and storing into C, and that same character for every repetition we are printing on the monitor by using putchar C. Now if you execute Control F9, first line, second line, third line, whatever the content in the source.txt is printed on the monitor. But the question is, write a C program to copy from one file to other file. That means we have to read from one file and we have to write into other file. Here we are doing reading operation from the first file, source.txt. After reading the characters into C, we are putting on the monitor. We should not put on the monitor, we should put on the file. What is the function used? Instead of putting the characters on the monitor, you put the characters into the file by using the fputc instead of putchar function. What is the difference? Earlier we have read the characters by using this fgetC from the source.txt, and we have written those characters on the monitor. Instead of putting the characters on the monitor, printing the characters on the monitor, you print the characters or you put the characters into the file, second file. That second file is a fp2, file pointer 2. What you are putting into the second file? The character C. Whatever you retrieved that character from the first file, that same character you are putting into the second file pointer fp2. Instead of putting into the monitor, we are putting on the file. What function we used? fputc. But the second file is not created. We have to create second file also. fp2 equal to fopen, and second file name is, I am naming it as a destination.txt, comma, in which mode you are opening? In writing mode, because whenever you are reading from the source.txt, same content you are copying or writing into the destination.txt, so that this destination.txt must be opened in writing mode, because we are reading from source and we are writing into destination.txt. And create the file pointer for second file also, star fp2. So first file is opened in reading mode, source.txt, and second file is opened in writing mode, destination.txt. Now you see here, by using fgetC, read one character from the fp1. That means read one character from source.txt into the C, and that same character in the C you will put into the second file, destination.txt, by using the function fputc. That's it. Read every time one character from the first file, put that same character into the second file. Read second character from the first file, put it into the second file. Read third character from the first file, put it into the second file until all the characters are completed from the first file. That is till you reach to the end of file. So this code will read from the first file and copy into the second file. Now if you press Alt F9, where statement is missing, here you keep one. Right, now you press Alt F9, 00 errors. If you press Control F9, what will happen? The program is executed and go to the destination. Go to the destination, the earlier bin location, and go and see what is there in the source. First line, second line, third line, and the same thing we retrieved from the source.txt and copied into destination.txt. Where is the destination? Here you see destination.txt is there created. The whatever there in the source.txt is written into the what? Destination.txt. In this way, he will ask you one question: copy from one file to other file. Where we copied content in the source.txt into destination.txt with this code. That means this is for reading from first file. This is writing into the second file. Read one character, write one character, read one character, write one character until reaches to the end of file. This is one of the important program. And he will also ask you, this is the last program for the today's session. He will ask you one more question like this: write a C program to copy from one file to another file, while doing so, convert the lowercase into uppercase, like this. Also he will ask you what is the fourth important question, what is the fourth important program. Same thing, what we have to do, we have to copy the content from source.txt into destination.txt is the same. But whenever you are copying the content from source.txt into destination.txt with this code, we have to convert all the all the lowercase characters in the source.txt into the uppercase characters, and then you copy into the destination.txt. This he asked. So you see here, we are reading one character into C, and we are putting one character into the second file point. We are reading one character from the first file and putting into the second file. Reading the second character, putting into the second file. Reading another character, that means reading one character from the first file and putting one character into the second file. So whenever you are reading the character and putting into the second file, before that, by using some function, to upper function, you convert that small case character. Where is that character? Is there in the C. You convert that character into uppercase and again store it into C. So what we are doing, we are reading from the first file one character and storing into second file. We are reading the one character from the first file and storing into second file. Before doing this, before writing the character into the second file, use the function to upper. That will take the character C. Whatever the character in the C is converted into the uppercase and written to the left side. Now that uppercase character in the C, you write it into the FP2 and read one more character here, and before writing that character into the second file, you convert it into the uppercase and store it into C. That uppercase which is stored in the C, now you write it into the second file. Read one more character from the first file, convert it into the uppercase by using the function to upper, and store that uppercase into the C. Now that uppercase which is in the C, you write it into the FP2. This is the repeated process. Read one character, convert it into the uppercase, write it into the second file. Read one more character, convert it into the uppercase, write it into the second file. This process is repeated until all the characters are read from the file 1 or until it reaches to the end of file. So now you see, if I press Alt F9, what will happen? 0 errors. Now you press Control F9, the file is successfully executed. That means all the characters are retrieved and converted into uppercase and written into the file pointer 2. Now if you go to the destination and you see, go to the bin folder, first you open the source.txt, everything is in the small case. But when you copy this content from source to destination, in between we converted the characters into uppercase. So destination must contain uppercase characters. So you see, all the characters what we copied from source to the destination are converted into uppercase. Sometimes source.txt will contain all uppercase letters, and it will ask you to convert from uppercase to lowercase. That means when you read uppercase characters from the file 1, by using the function to lower, convert all the uppercase letters in the file 1 to the lowercase, and then you copy into the file 2. So this is a reverse process. But in this particular program, we have all the smaller characters, lowercase characters in the file 1. So we have to use a to upper function to convert all the lowercase into uppercase. Then we write the characters into file pointer 2. So this is also one of the important program. So we discussed today almost 4 important programs. Now go to the file menu, new. I want to give some homework. And there are some more programs are there. 2 more programs I want to give as assignment. First one is, it will ask you to write a program to merge the or copy first file and second file into the third file. That means merge the content in the first file and second file into the third file. That means there are 3 files. So for this, what we have to do in the step 1, open the file 1, first file, open the first file in a reading mode. Then open the third file. Just I am giving the hint, you just do the assignment. So first file we have to open in a writing mode, and the third file we have to open in a writing mode. Then you read one character from the first file and put it into the third file. Then in the step 2, open the second file in a reading mode. Then open again third file in the appending mode. Don't open in the writing mode. If you open the writing mode, the earlier content, whatever we written from first file to third file, will be gone. So don't do that. Just open in the appending mode. That means whatever the content you written from the first file to third file will be present like that only. From the end of that content, we are going to append the data of second file to the third file. So in the step 1, open the file 1 in a reading mode and third file in writing mode. Then write all the content from first file to third file. In the step 2, second file you open in the reading mode and third file in a appending mode, and read all the characters from the second file and append to the third file. So this is the one of the hint. And one more program is there. Write a program to print the reverse of a file content, file data. File data will be there, in reverse we have to print. This is also you can take as assignment. These 2 programs you can practice at home. With this we completed our today's session.